Hello everyone, Charles Walhingford back again with another watch video, but this video is a little bit more than a watch video. I would call this a ramble, maybe not, but this is some sound advice and I hope you guys really take it in. How I can afford to buy the expensive watches that I have. Along with that, how can I afford to smoke expensive cigars and drink expensive liquor? And then on top of that, go on vacations. How do I have the money to do that? Well, it's simple. You just make more money. Now, yeah, that's so much easier said than done, right? A couple years ago, I had a coworker come to me and he asked me, he said, Charles, how is it that you go on these vacations, you have these nice watches, and I didn't do anything with the liquor and cigars then, and you and I make the same amount of money? How is that possible? How do you have all these things and we make the same exact amount of money? Because we did. And I couldn't say it to him right then and there, but the reality of it is this. Number one, the wife I'm married to now is my first and only wife. The kids I have now are with that woman. Meaning I don't pay child support, which is humongous. And I haven't been through a divorce. And those two things absolutely kill your disposable income, because that's what your watch should be. It should be disposable income. So the first thing I want to talk about is a divorce. A divorce is absolutely catastrophic to your disposable income. Absolutely catastrophic. Just having a divorce, maybe the separation, if you and the lady haven't been with each other that long, you don't have kids, and it was just something mutual where it wasn't drag out and it wasn't one of those terrible situations, it'll cost you $1,000. But that's rarely the case. Oftentimes people spend upwards of $10,000 on a divorce. $10,000 on a divorce, what could you have purchased with $10,000? Something really nice, right? And I'm not talking about the after effects of the divorce. I'm talking about just the procedures for the divorce. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about getting on with your life, starting over again, having to get another home, paying alimony and things like that. Nope, not talking about that. Just the proceedings of a divorce can cost you around $10,000. All right, let's talk about child support. And let's talk about what is considered when they do the equation, they figure out what you owe for child support. It's about how much money you can give that child and not go completely broke. Completely broke. Nothing else. What's not considered? Let's just talk about the child. What's not considered what's not factored in is if you want to take them on vacation. What's not factored in if you want to do something nice for their birthday. What's not factored in holidays like Christmas. That's not factored in when they give you the bottom line of how much you're going to have to pay on a monthly basis for child support. At least not in the United States. That is going to be catastrophic to your disposable income. And what is not considered when people say, oh, well, you were going to pay that much in the first place. No, you were not going to pay that much in the first place. Because when you have that child living with you under your roof and you're together, you're going to be able to enjoy or take part in the things that you're paying child support for. Food, clothing, shelter, education, and all those things. Now, not so much as the education and the clothing, but they're going to be living under the same roof as you. If they're living under the same roof, then it wouldn't be a separate price, or it's like paying in bulk. Same thing with food. You're not buying individual things, you're buying one large thing because they're right next to you. Let me give you an example of how I am keeping my marriage together, how I am keeping this disposable income in my pocket. By selling a watch, recently I went on a vacation. I went on a cruise. I went on the Norwegian Escape. Some of you saw how I incorporated that into some of my videos. By all means, check those out. I sold a watch for that vacation. I like that watch, but I sold it because that watch made more than just me happy. It made my wife happy, made my kids happy, and when the wife and kids are happy, everything is good. And that's another year I don't have to worry about a divorce. Another year I don't have to worry about child support. Now, I'm not talking about next year, I'm talking about down the line. Again, snowball effect. Let me give you some advice. First of all, with the young men, do not get anybody pregnant you don't wish to marry. You don't want to marry somebody? Great. Don't get them pregnant. And you know what it takes to get them pregnant. It's no surprise that you got somebody pregnant. For my married men, do whatever you can to make them happy, that's within reason, and try not to be selfish. When you're being selfless, they tend to notice that. Like I said, with that watch, selling that watch, my wife saw that I was doing something for the whole family, not just me. For those of you who are in this situation where you have a divorce, you have kids that don't live with you, and you have to pay child support, don't have any more. Don't have any more. All right, everyone, I know this is definitely a different video than anybody has ever talked about, but I want to give you some good advice. A lot of times we have people on here that give us bad advice. We don't think about what we're doing. We don't think about how it may affect other people later on. We might have enough money to spend $10,000 on a watch, but should we actually spend that much money on a watch? Or maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's just 1,000. Maybe we should hold back a little bit. Maybe you should sell one of your watches to take your family on vacation. I don't know. I know that it works for me and it's helped me, and I hope this will help you. I'm Charles Walhingford, and not paying child support is how I spend my money.